Snoop Dogg's courtroom chaos. What? All rise for the Honorable Judge Snoop. You may be seated. Courtroom chaos. Snoop Dogg's courtroom chaos. What? Push and shove and they nudge you. Call you out and they judge you. Filed a case and it bugs you. Now you're sitting in front of Judge Snoop. Came in as the plaintiff, no witness for the defendant. Smiling and you grinning, cause this case you think you winning. Courtroom chaos. Snoop Dogg's courtroom chaos. Objection. Overruled. All rise for the Honorable Judge Snoop. You may be seated.
Welcome back to Courtroom Chaos, where we're building cases on the spot, based on your vibrant personalities. Therefore, besides our court-appointed artist, the cases are always sketchy. Plaintiff and defendant, it's your time to shine. Tell the court who you are and what's your favorite thing to do on a Friday night. We'll spin that info into courtroom gold.
You've made it to my court, where the facts matter, the truth wins, and I might hand out style points if you plead your case with flair. Let's see who's got what. All right, check it. Dominic over here, an expert on dinosaur flight, was chilling at the Natural History Museum late night, dropping knowledge about pterodactyls when Larry walked in. Larry then stole Dominic's whole presentation, claimed it as their own artistic vision, and sold it to a documentary company for mad cash. Dominic's asking for $150 to cover the disrespect and lost opportunities. That's cold, nephew. I've laid out the nitty-gritty and painted the picture. Now it's time for your voices to be heard. All right, Dominic. Lay it down for me, nephew. Tell the court how Larry walked off with your pterodactyl knowledge and left you holding nothing but air. All right, nephew, I hear you trying to do your presentation, but yo, that's like showing up to the court and saying you were trying to win the case. You dig? I need more meat on them bones. What exactly was stolen? Let's get into it. Right, Larry, let's hear how you gonna tell me you didn't walk in that museum and flip Dominic's pterodactyl presentation into your own thing. Yo, Larry, hold up. Chick stick dinosaur? That ain't even a sentence, nephew. You came to court with nothing but noise. I need real words, real facts about what went down. You feeling me? Step up or sit down. Look here, nephew. I hear you were trying to do your thing, but I need to know what was really going on in your head when Larry walked in that night. Were you hyped about sharing your knowledge? Or were you already feeling like something wasn't right? Talk to me. Our first objection, will it be sustained or overruled? To throw that testimony out, focus on relevance, logic, or lack of evidence. Don't just disagree, disprove, or disqualify. Objection overruled. Look, Larry, you talking about needing a golf lens to pass something has nothing to do with whether Dominic found that presentation in your back pocket. That's a reach, my G. Dominic's talking about what they saw and felt, and that stands. You gotta stay focused on the actual theft here, not throw random stuff at the wall. All right, so Dominic's saying Larry straight up jacked his pterodactyl presentation and sold it to the documentary folks. Larry, I need you to paint me a picture of that museum scene for our court artist. Break down what was really going on that night, you dig? Well, that was a statement for the ages. Let's start shaking this picture to reflect what you just said. Hold up, nephew. Your girlfriend loved dinosaurs. That don't tell me nothing about how you got Dominic's presentation out his back pocket. The exhibit shows some affection for prehistoric creatures, but it don't show theft. Stay on topic, my G. All right, we're closing this case out right now, nephew. Dominic, bring it home for me. Lay down your final words and tell me why Larry's disrespect deserves consequences, you dig? On the real, though, I need you on the stand to shed more light on this testimony. Hold up, nephew. You said you lost your museum deal because you ain't have a presentation to show them, right? But Larry supposedly stole your presentation. So which one is it, Dominic? Did you have one or you didn't? Hey, so Larry basically made you disappear from your own show. That's cold, nephew. You went from having the knowledge to having nothing to show for it. That right there, that's the whole case wrapped up. Larry played themselves hard. All right, Larry, let's hear your final word. Tell me why that presentation wasn't straight up theft from what Dominic brought to that museum. That was a good finish, defendant. And let me just say, I'm grateful for every voice that's been heard in here. We kept it moving, we kept it respectful, and that's how we do in my courtroom. Look, nephew, your girlfriend befriending dinosaurs is sweet and all, but that ain't got nothing to do with stealing Dominic's presentation. You're talking about vibes when we're talking about theft. That's the real issue here, you dig? All right, I've been trying to connect the dots in this case, but I think somebody moved a few of them when I wasn't looking. We've had testimony that hit hard, testimony that missed, and testimony that just took a walk. But at the end of the day, I've got to work with what I've got, and that means giving you my verdict. All right, check it. I've heard everything here, and the facts are clear. Dominic came with a locked presentation about pterodactyl, had it ready to roll, and Larry straight up took it from his back pocket. That's theft, nephew. Larry never once explained how they suddenly got Dominic's exact work or why they had it. Case closed. Dominic walks out of here with the win because Larry played themselves hard. Yo, Larry, you took Dominic's whole presentation and tried to pass it off as your own vision. That's disrespectful, nephew. You're paying $150 in full damages, no negotiation. And here's the real punishment. For the next 5 minutes, you're repeating every word I say back to this courtroom so everybody knows what real consequences sound like. Now gavel down, we out of here.
All rise for the Honorable Judge Snoop. You may be seated. Courtroom chaos, chaos, chaos. Snoop Dogg's courtroom chaos, chaos, chaos. What? All rise for the Honorable Judge Snoop. seated. Courtroom chaos, chaos, chaos. Snoop Dogg's courtroom chaos, chaos, chaos. What? Push and shove and they nudge you. Call you out and they judge you. Filed a case and it bugs you. Now you're sitting in front of Judge Snoop. Came in as the plaintiff, no witness for the defendant. Smiling and you grinning, cause this case you think you winning. Courtroom chaos, chaos, chaos. Snoop Dogg's courtroom chaos, chaos, chaos.
Welcome back to Courtroom Chaos, where the lawsuits are laughable, the evidence is questionable, the verdict straight off the wall. But the laughs are mandatory. Plaintiff and defendant, step up and share a quirky or cool fact about you. Real or completely made up. Whatever you say, we'll turn it into the case of a lifetime.
Good to have you around, loved ones. It's Snoop Dogg running the game from his courtroom today. We're gonna break it down, stay chill, and dish out the decision. So buckle up, it's time to roll into this case. All right, listen up. Brian comes to me saying they got a real problem. Last night, Brian had a dream where Dominic, who celebrates Christmas early on the 24th, broke into their house and stole all their Hanukkah candles, replacing them with Christmas decorations. Brian's asking for $1 million in damages for dream sabotage and spiritual disrespect. Dominic says it never happened. Let's get into it. You got the word on the street, but I've got a feeling the real drama's just beginning. Time for some statements. All right, Brian, let's hear it. Lay out why you're bringing dream sabotage charges against Dominic right here in my courtroom. Yo, hold up. Brian, you telling me your Hanukkah candles vanished and now you're talking about Kwanzaa? That's mixing up your holidays, nephew. I appreciate you bringing the heat, but we need clarity here. What exactly are we dealing with? All right, Dominic, let's hear your defense. How you gonna respond to Brian saying you invaded their dreams and swapped out their Hanukkah candles for Christmas gear? Hold up, nephew. So you're telling me your solution to a fire hazard was to just swap it out with Christmas decorations? That's creative problem solving, I'll give you that. But burning curtains and midnight redecorating sounds like you had a real emergency on your hands, cuz. All right, Brian, let me ask you something real quick. You say Dominic broke into your spot and swapped out your Hanukkah candles for Christmas decorations. I need you to paint me a picture of what your house looked like when you woke up from this dream. What did you actually see in your space that morning? A tale so vivid, our illustrators have their hands full. I'll have to reflect on whether what I just heard was genius or a cry for help. Something of what you said there must have upset our artist. The graphic is too graphic, and I'll have to assess it here. Hold up, Brian. So we got priests throwing a party in your house? That's the exhibit we're working with? Yo, that's thin, my G. You're supposed to be telling me about candles and Christmas decorations, not church folk having a good time. This sketch ain't helping